So the rest of this area gets tiled. They're going to do most of it tonight. They work off hours from the rest of the guys.
Right.
So it doesn't get walked on, and then the following night they'll grout it. So it's we got materials and stuff coming in fast and furious. Bar equipment, kitchen equipment's all coming tomorrow. And we're going to pave next week and do landscaping. So other than some paint on the outside of the building, by the end of next week, outside should be in pretty good shape. Signs are coming the following week. The following week too. So.
Now, what do you just serve liquid here, or do you serve food off the same?
So no, the concession is over here. We want to walk this way.
Yeah, the food and beverage area is the food area.
This is the bar? Is that what?
That's the bar. And this is
This area through here is the main concession line. Kitchen and prep areas are behind. We have a pizza oven here on the left side.
Nice.
And this is not like you would typically expect movie theater pizza to be.
No.
It's very high quality. It's restaurant quality.
Yes,
so all
exactly.
So the main concession here, there's some checkout stands that you see where these electrical boxes are. So you'll go through the concession line and then check out here and then go to your seat. And they also have service in seating.
Yeah, it's a cafeteria checkout system, and the premise being that the people who serve your food shouldn't be handling money and credit cards and so forth.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's the reason for the openings. We'll have these point of sale units there.
That's great.
And then we have a set of bathrooms on either side. There's 4 bathrooms total, or big bathroom groups. There's also some family restrooms. But these are being finished this week, and they're putting fixtures and toilet partitions and stuff in right now.
Very similar to the previous layout.
It is. There's some
Similar.
similar. There's some big differences where we took 4 auditoriums back here that were too narrow for the current way auditoriums are designed, right? So we demoed those out and we put in, there's a duck pin bowling area and a party room, which we'll walk back and see that right now. And then it leads into, we can look into the Super Emacs. The Super Emacs won't be opening when this opens, it'll be a few weeks behind.
Okay.
The Super Emacs, when you look inside, you'll understand why. You can park a 737 airplane inside of it?
Not quite that one. That would be the 120-foot wide. But this
It's close.
This will have a 94-foot wide.
94.
Larger than NBA basketball court.
Yeah, it's on the wall. It's about a
Yeah,
third
think of it that
of
way.
this
Put an
entire
NBA basketball court
Oh,
on the side.
wow.
Yeah, and if you go see a movie in one, it is a completely different experience. It's unbelievable. There's 120 speakers or something, right?
72 channels.
72 channels.
Yeah.
Of sound.
You re-released Top Gun for me.
Hey, it was worth it. I saw it twice. And no one
Wonderful.
right? So if we walk this way, we
Yeah,
can
let's show them the restroom. And so I want to point out I wanted to point out something for the ladies in particular. Of course, this is the ladies' room. We have these trough sinks, and you might wonder why do you have trough sinks? It's because we learned that we're all like birdies, water everywhere.
Yes, right, yes.
So with the trough sinks, you can contain all the water in one spot. However, we also, for the ladies, put in a shelf. So there'll be a shelf here that you can put your purse on. For about 15 years, I thought. So that it'll keep your purse on. Yeah, it'll keep your purse on the water.
I love it.
And it's above the level of the faucets.
Oh,
And-
you consulted an actual woman.
Trial and error. and so we built enough of these now. We sort of figured out how to do it and meet the expectations of our guests. But these are it's 100 little details that we think make a difference in enhancing the quality of our guest experience. And that's one of them. Just, so I personally don't like water on counters. And our general manager, Scott, would be responsible for wiping them continually. And so we don't want to do that. Just want to make it easy. And so this would be a great gathering place. A couple of pool tables, as Jason said, a shuffleboard, bar shuffleboard table, a retro Pac-Man machine. And then this is really almost like a video game too. I think of it as sort of a cross between skee-ball and bowling. Short two in the back, so. And so we think this is going to be a
I think it's gonna be a big one.
terrific room for
Yeah.
family outings, for graduation parties, holiday parties, you name it.
Yeah. 100%.
You can't even describe it.
It does look like an airplane hangar.
Yeah, it's essentially an NBA basketball court on the wall is the screen.
That is amazing.
It's very cool.
I can't wait.
This will be the biggest one in Illinois, apparently.
Illinois, and the biggest one we have 3 of them now, 2 in Michigan, 1 in Illinois.
Biggest west of the east of the Mississippi. Right?
Oh, yeah.
This will be the biggest screen east of the Mississippi.
Awesome. Take that, New York.
It's bigger than Mann's Chinese Theater where they do all the world premieres.
Wow, that's so exciting.
That's another good point. It's bigger than the Mann's in LA that they do all the world premieres at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we lobbying to get that here?
Yes.
We're trying really hard. Okay.
Why not?
We will, this isn't known yet, but we will have that press release. Nick, when will James' press release go out?
Are you leaking it already?
We're gonna have the real Michael Myers here.
No way.
We're gonna show Halloween.
Really?
On the grand opening night and opening day.
Oh, that'd be
People are
awesome.
gonna go crazy for that.
Now, you know, locally here up in St. Charles, we have Donnie Wahlberg and, who is he married to?
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny
McCarthy,
McCarthy, yeah. So they're just right up the street, so they might be some people to contact for
Are they really?
events as well, yeah. And they're very, like philanthropic,
Yeah, they're
and they're
civic-
out in the
they're
public all the
civic-minded.
time, very civic-minded.
That's good to know.
Yes, and Wahlburgers is up in
Yeah,
St.
it's
Charles
just-
there, so, and they're there all the time.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her, but
Yeah.
he's there.
And then began to put the stadium in, and so that's why this is going to take a
Yeah,
little
well-
longer, because we have to
Pardon?
court in phases.
Right, right.
And so I think when it's all said and done, this will be on level with one of the back rows, if I'm not mistaken. Is that true, Andy? Will this
It goes down to the cross aisle.
goes down from here?
From here?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we,
Which is, this is 0, let's say, that's a kind of cross alley.
Yep.
Goes, and over there we gotta excavate them down.
right,
And steps with the foam.
Yeah, we have 3 masonry walls that we built in here, and then we're filling them with dirt.
yep,
And on top of that, we put geofoam.
got it.
So,
And the kind of tunnel goes here, tunnel all the way down
For the
to
exit.
another exit.
it's like candy, a little bit.
Yep.
So if we want to walk back out here, we can look at some other auditoriums. So this is a relatively small auditorium for inside the building. They range in size from the regular Emax is what, 200? 220 down to this, which is, 25 or whatever it is. So
And so are these going to be individually rentable as well, or no?
that would be an Anthony question. I think so, yeah.
You can rent these out if you wanted to have a private
Yep.
screening?
So you've got the demise walls here. There's duct liner on those walls as well. And then the screens and obviously the speakers. So all the chairs recline. Do these work in?
The lights on, yeah. They're all heated recliners.
So these are heated.
You have to come back and watch it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, it's part of their grand plan, right? Are you still selling the blankets, Anthony?
We are.
Yeah. So they're heated, they recline, and they're very comfortable. They're a little dusty, otherwise I'd invite you to sit in one. And you can see the cross aisles are really wide, right? Or the aisles are really wide. So, when the chair is fully extended, you can still walk by without that person having to put their feet down or put their recliner down. And it's safer too, because you're not fumbling around,
Right.
interfering with people in the dark, and so it's nice.
Now, are all the seats going to be reserved in advance? You don't just pick, sit down, right? You
Yep.
pick-
Yeah. So you buy it on,
Yeah.
you use the app, or you
Yeah.
can buy it at the kiosk, and then you have your assigned seat.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They all have, there's numbers. We cut in the carpet on the landings, a letter, but we do it after the carpet's all down.
Gotcha.
So,
I prefer it that way, frankly. But They're trying to find seats.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Hey, Chuck, can we let's go to the other Emacs.
Yes, obviously right.
The scale of the super is almost twice this, to give you a little
And this
understanding.
shows you all the speakers that are installed. If you look at the wall and the ceiling.
So when you're watching like an action movie, you're talking about Maverick, like the plane flies across the screen and the sound goes across the ceiling.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You're gonna have concerts here too, like the broadcast concerts?
Yeah.
Are all the seats being changed to this type?
Yep. Every seat in the house is a recliner, and the reason all the seat backs are off is we're programming them.
Okay.
So because of Imagine's focus on cleanliness, they want to be able to lift the seats up all at once by pushing a button, and then they can clean underneath. So,
Interesting.
yep.
And then these are the cuddle seats, I think, that they
Yes,
had, right?
those are the
Front.
cuddle seats with the ottoman in front. Yep. So, yeah, and it's funny. It looks like a mess right now because they got the seats all apart, but by the end of the week they'll all be put back together and put in.
But the cuddle seats, do you pair with strangers too? Like you
I don't know.
It'd be a dating thing. You might work on that. So I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Singles night. Yeah. Okay. Singles night. Yeah.
All different business models.
Different speed dating kind of thing.
Yeah, I was just thinking,
Right.
move, yeah, to the next one.
So this is the last screen to go up, and this goes up tomorrow. Cool. And then they'll put the drapery around it, and we'll start final cleaning. Yep.
Now, this theater used to have a balcony level above it, didn't it?
We did have a balcony level in some areas. We got rid of all that because there used to be that's why there's an elevator down there so they could go up to the balcony seating.
Well, this was the IMAX theater.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But it was still a little. It didn't quite fit with Imagine's preferred dimensions and screen sizes. So, the business has changed a little bit in 20 years. So.
Yeah, the IMAX is a more square screen. This is a more rectangular viewing angle, and so this is sort of and so you might recall this had a very substantial grade change to it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, very
we essentially demolished all of that stadium and repoured this new stadium to create the proper viewing angle, and again, the stairs aren't nearly as pronounced, and you don't get vertigo in the top row.
Yeah, it's probably about half the seats, right? That it was.
Yes, it's about that.
Originally, give or take, even with the addition of the super.
Right.
So.
I'll bet it's a third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It might be, Paul.
Yeah.
Because of the duck pin room and the.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about the
Seat count.
So the whole seat count for the whole
building
theater
might
is
be
about half.
with
Yeah.
the addition.
Yep.
Right.
But in any particular room, you lose about 2/3 of your seat count when you go from rocking chairs to recliners.
Okay.
And so this one would have had probably 3 times the seating capacity it had before. But at the end of the day, comfort is more important than just simply having a large quantity of chairs these days.
For sure.
You're getting out from home.
Yeah.
So we have, obviously walking through, we've got a big push over the next 2 weeks to wrap up. And the city's been great to work with so far, and we really appreciate everything you guys have done. The only thing going forward that we would look for is just if we might need some extra inspections, and if that's something where we've got to, pay additional inspection time for that, we totally understand. We also would like to look at, finaling out some portions of the building, so it's not you're taking small bites of the apple to get done, right? Chet and the rest of our team, we have 2 superintendents here. They're meeting with all the inspectors tomorrow to review the plan and talk about what we're doing moving forward, and so these things always come together in a lightning pace because you're down to finishes.
Right.
So, and then the super will be 2-3 weeks after the other opening, but it's completely separated. So we're going to have a staging area in the back to keep all our materials, and it'll be covered with green windscreen fencing, and so. It's
I had talked to Jeff about it already. He
Yeah.
knew that you're going to be asking for some of that stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been your team's been great to work with, and it's always a big push here at the end, right? Just like any project. So.
Have you started hiring yet? Or when will you start hiring?
We're full.
You've staffed up already?
We're 25, Scott?
Yeah, counting managers, we're a little over 30 now. I have about another 25 in the ropes that I'm interviewing.
That's wonderful.
And still we're recruiting every day, going out into the community. We have Chamber of Commerce networking event we're going to go to and try to get the name out there as well.
That's great. Excellent.
The only issue I see with the city that I guess I'd ask you to take a cautious look at is checking IDs when you're going to sell alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Electronic scanners.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good. Because we do compliance checks. The police come out and bring a minor in and see if
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
sell them.
Yeah.
And we've had some bad experience with that this year. Where I think as a liquor commissioner, we've issued 7 different fines to people who didn't do it the right way. So just alert your people that please do it the right way.
Scott, you hear that? Use the electronic scanners by
You know, it's ironic that we, of course, admonish all of our bartenders to check ID, and no matter how many times you ask them, there might be someone who's non-compliant. And in Michigan and Illinois, there's sort of no ramifications for a bartender who violates your admonitions. However, in Indiana, interestingly enough, if a bartender serves an underage person, there are actually ramifications for the bartender, him or herself.
Yes.
And so they cannot work as a bartender for 6 months after making a violation. I think that
would be
I think that would be
Yeah.
that would
incentive.
that would be a circumstance where government could help us.
Absolutely.
You know, reinforce the message, right?
Right, yeah.
So I don't know how much state influence you have with Peoria, but Springfield, excuse me, Springfield. But if Springfield wanted to adopt that ordinance, we'd be all in favor.